esse dinheiro.
piques.
Ninguém quer esse dinheiro sujo, mano.
Ai,
É o teu pai.
Olha, Gizão, eu acabo contigo agora, maninho. Eu tenho. Olha, Gizão, eu não tenho foto, eu tenho coordenadas do posto, ok? X, Y, Z, onde é que ele está
Ai,
situado?
Jesus.
E eu, com um clique, um drone vira aquilo, ok? Eu nem tenho que mexer numa palha, ok?
Ok.
Pronto. Só para teres noção de com quem é que estás a falar. Vou ver o
In
vídeo.
2020, piracy was declared dead. Streaming had won. Netflix was $8.99 a month. Everything was there. No torrents, no sketchy websites, no malware, just click and watch. But by 2024, something impossible happened. Piracy websites' visits exploded to 216 billion, higher than before Netflix even existed. The companies that killed piracy brought it back from the dead, and they did it by betraying every single principle that made them successful. Now, 76% of young people pirate content while still paying for subscriptions.
Olha, isto é wild.
Modern piracy sites offer better interfaces than Netflix, and the industry is staring down $113 billion in losses by 2027. How did billion-dollar companies commit financial suicide this spectacularly? The story begins with a simple tweet. A Netflix subscription that cost $8.99 in 2019 now costs $15.49.
Para quem não sabe, é o dobro, pessoal.
But that's just the beginning. Disney
Oh,
Plus
Tiago,
launched
PVP
at
Gamer.
$6.99, promising affordable family entertainment. Today, it's $15.99. That's 129%.
Não, é exatamente esse o ponto. Mas isso foi o que nós discutimos no outro dia. Porque uma coisa, tipo, no início eu lembro-me que a Netflix tinha tudo. Tipo, podia não ter tudo, mas tinha tudo, de uma certa forma, né? E agora tens que pagar 15 euros de Disney, 15 euros de Netflix, 15 euros de HBO, 15 euros de... Eu percebo perfeitamente.
An increase in 5 years. HBO Max started as a premium option at $14.99. Their new ultimate plan
Vai lá, Orsini, vai lá, mano. Um abração gigantesco para ti. Corra tudo bem amanhã, meu irmão. A que horas é que é para eu te mandar mensagem no minuto a seguir? 13? Ok. 13 e 1. Desliga o tele, porque eu vou estar a ligar durante a apresentação, de certeza, mano. Eu vou estar com os nervos agora. Não devia ser da hora, mano.
costs $20.99, nearly $21 a month for a streaming service. The average American now spends $508 per year on streaming. That's more than most people's car insurance. But the problem is, you can't just pick one service anymore.
Yeah.
Want to watch The Office? That's Peacock. Game of Thrones? HBO Max. The Marvel shows? Disney Plus. Stranger Things? Netflix. To get everything your family wants, you need 6 different subscriptions. The monthly bill hits $100 before you've watched a single episode. Imagine a family at their kitchen table, calculator out, trying to figure out how to afford entertainment for their kids. Dad scrolling through subscription prices, mom's adding up the monthly costs.
Boas,
The
Odete.
kids are asking why they can't watch the shows their friends are talking about. This is the moment streaming died. We would love to have the margins that Netflix has, Disney CEO Bob Iger told investors. Translation: he wants to squeeze every dollar out of customers, just like Netflix does. The companies that promised to replace expensive cable TV became more expensive than cable TV. But raising prices was just the beginning. What Netflix did next crossed a line no company had ever crossed before. In 2017, Netflix proudly tweeted, "Love is sharing a password." By 2023, they were charging $6.99 extra for the same thing.
Yeah. Eu lembro desses tempos, que a Netflix era mesmo super... tipo a cena de partilhem as contas e o caralho. Juro,
É.
juro.
Agora
Eu
cobra
lembro-me
mais
bué bem
preço.
disso. Eu lembro-me bué bem disso.
The tweet went viral. Netflix looked cool, understanding, human. They got it. Families share accounts, college kids use their parents.
Eu lembro-me quando isto realmente afetou a minha vida pessoal, que isto do Love is Sharing a Password, eu lembro-me que já era um amigo de um amigo meu, meteu-me Netflix lá em casa e a Dona Teresa era muito feliz, mano. Que ela adorava ver filmes e séries. E houve um dia em que isto deixou de ser uma realidade e dizia lá que estava deslogada da conta porque, pronto, já é o serviço da Netflix agora, né?
Parents log in. That's not
Rente.
stealing, that's
Não sei o
love.
que é isso.
But internal documents reveal Netflix executives were already discussing password sharing as a revenue problem back in 2019. While publicly celebrating sharing, they were privately plotting to destroy it. Then in 2022, Netflix lost 1 million subscribers in a single quarter, the first subscriber loss in the company's history. Panic set in, stock prices collapsed, investors demanded blood. What was Netflix's solution, you ask? The answer is they betrayed their own customers. They claimed 100 million households were stealing through password sharing. The same behavior they'd celebrated with heart emojis and retweets was suddenly theft. The crackdown launched in 2023. If you tried to log in from a different location, Netflix demanded proof you lived there.
Yeah, foi isto que aconteceu.
College students got locked out of their family accounts. Parents
Mas eu lembro-me de ficar assim também. Mas era pela Dona Teresa. Que eu não vejo filmes e séries, mas eu estava assim. Não havia nada que eu podia fazer pela Teresa. Nada. Eu lembro-me, Reagi, eu lembro-me.
Parents traveling for work couldn't access their own subscriptions. Want to
Ela via tudo. A minha mãe é daquelas pessoas que é tipo. Adora ver filmes, adora ver séries e ela, como não tinha muito tempo para ver séries, porque séries já tipo, requer rigor e a minha mãe ficava viciada em ver séries. Tipo, a minha mãe, se começava a ver uma série e gostava, via os episódios todos na mesma noite. Então ela via bué filmes. Tipo, qualquer. Mano, a minha mãe é daquelas que vê tudo.
share with your
É uma boomer.
Não te trates, não.
Ele bebeu água da pasta dos dentes.
Ela não está a lavar os dentes. Bora.
college age kid, that'll be $6.99 extra per month. The grandmother watching Netflix at her daughter's house during chemo treatments.
Ei, também o Isto também não é nada. Esta maneira de estar a apresentar o vídeo também não é nada, ó, senhor apresentador. Mesmo. É o Money Legends. Yeah.
Another $6.99. Disney saw Netflix's success and copied the playbook.
Calma que o Gisão mandou aí uma stream.
Caralho, abri logo.
Que é isto, G? Ui! Eu vi também.
Hulu followed. HBO Max joined in. The entire industry turned against password sharing overnight. A college student goes home for winter break, settling in to watch a show with her mom. The screen flashes an error. This TV doesn't seem to be part of the household for this account. Her own family account, treating her like a criminal. The companies that built empires on convenience and connection were now policing families like suspicious bank transactions. This betrayal broke something fundamental between streaming services and their customers. Trust, once shattered, doesn't easily repair. But destroying customer relationships was just the warm-up act. What HBO did next shocked even industry leaders. The company spent
Olha, a única merda que vi da HBO, eu não vejo nada, né? Mas eu vi aquela série do. Ai, como é que é aquela cena radiativa? Que explodiu uma merda qualquer?
Chernobyl.
Isso, eu vi lá Chernobyl e curti. Não do acontecimento, mas da série.
millions creating Westworld, won Emmy nominations for it, then deleted it from their own platform to avoid paying royalties. Westworld cost HBO $10 million per episode. 4 seasons, critical acclaim, awards buzz,
Mas eu tenho a solução, não para estes aqui. Estes aqui também podiam beneficiar com isso. Mas eu tenho a solução para tudo. Sou eu que tenho a solução. Da mesma maneira que tinha a solução para a Sport TV a dizer-lhes A cena do
Next
Next TV na Sport TV, que foi eu que inventei isso e roubaram aqui. A pay-per-view. Eu sinto que é a próxima cena e quanto mais cedo os primeiros a fazerem isso vão ser os que vão ganhar mais dinheiro. É a melhor cena, mano.
Mas a Amazon não tem isso.
São muito poucos os que têm aí, mas imagina, eu refiro mesmo, tipo, a malta do futebol e tudo, mano, era muito melhor para eles.
A Amazon ia entrar também aí na cena do futebol e tudo.
Sim,
Eles
mas isso
tinham jogos
alugar
a
ou comprar
Premier.
filmes, isso já. eu-
Amanhã no YouTube.
mas tu já tiveste isso? Mas
A Amazon Prime estava mesmo a streamar jogos de futebol. Da Premier League, assim.
pois, mas eu quando digo para a Netflix e assim já é diferente. Porque essa pay-per-view de séries já não ia funcionar igual. Porque tu se tivesses que pagar 20 euros para ver uma série já. Não é por aí.
Flagship series that defined the network's prestige brand. Then Warner Bros. Discovery deleted it. Gone. Vanished. Like it never existed. The reason? Avoiding residual payments to the cast and crew. HBO would rather erase their own masterpiece than pay the people.
É mais o que o Sika está a dizer. Por exemplo, eventos em direto, mano. Por exemplo, tu se pagasses. Imagina, eu não sei valores, mas imagina que era 3,5€ está a dar o Benfica em casa contra o Tondela. Mano, eu acho que boa gente ia aderir a isso. Tipo, não tinhas a Sport TV, não tinhas a DAZN, não tinhas nada. Tipo, eu aposto mesmo que boa gente ia aderir, sem tanga. Porque muitas vezes até os próprios os piratas estão a ver o jogo todo travado às vezes estão a ver o jogo com 1 minuto de delay, às vezes os piratas iam se converter. E é esses que tu queres converter, não é os que já têm as subscrições, porque esses são burros e pagam tudo. Os que estão a pagar 30€ por mês pelo serviço, se for preciso, pagam a mesma. Tu queres é buscar os piratões, que são a maioria.
Who created it. But Westworld was just the beginning of the content apocalypse.
Hã?
Eu largava a IPTV, assim. Porque basicamente eu só vejo os jogos do Porto.
Pois é isso era top.
In February 2025, HBO Max removed 80 shows in a single day. Subscribers woke up to find their watch lists gutted. Cartoon Network classics
Pois é isso, ó,
disappeared
João Kiko,
overnight too.
meter uma merda
Shows
mais
that
palpável.
defined childhoods deleted to cut costs. Parents trying to share nostalgic cartoons with their kids found empty pages where beloved series used to be. The strategy they deployed is called content impairment. Remove shows from your platform, claim them as business losses, and get tax write-offs. Destroy art to save money. Even Disney joined the content destruction party. Shows vanished from Disney Plus
Não,
without
esse quer meter o Benfica TV grátis é para os sócios. Mas isso já não tem nada a ver, mas faz todo o sentido. Na medida em que os sócios já pagam uma mensalidade. Mas isso já é outro assunto totalmente à parte.
explanation. Series that families have been watching together simply disappeared
Isso é
mid-season.
verdade, Oriol.
We continue to aggressively manage our cost base, Disney executives told investors. Translation,
Olha, eu
we'll
vou
delete
vazar
anything that costs
Não, mano, fica bem.
us a penny in residuals. A father and his 8-year-old son are halfway through a cartoon series. Tuesday night, family movie time. They pull up Disney Plus, and nothing. Just an empty slot where their shared experience used to be. The boy asks, "Dad, where did our show go?" And the dad has no answer, because companies decided his son's entertainment was worth less than their quarterly profit margins. This is the madness of content destruction. Companies spending millions to create shows, then spending more money to erase them. While streaming services deleted their own content and charged families for sharing, something interesting was happening in the darker corners of the internet. Modern piracy sites offer Netflix-like interfaces, instant streaming, no ads, and never remove content. Everything streaming services used to promise. Gone are the days of sketchy torrent sites loaded with malware and pop-ups.
Yeah.
Today's piracy platforms look like professionally designed streaming services. Sites like YTS and 1337X feature clean, minimalist designs, sleek search bars, movie posters in perfect grids, user ratings and reviews, mobile responsive layouts that work flawlessly on phones and tablets. Click on any movie and it starts streaming instantly. No technical knowledge required, just like Netflix, but with every movie ever made. The search actually works. Type in any show and find it immediately. Piracy sites don't have geographic restrictions. Every show from every country available everywhere. No, this content is not available in your region nonsense. No VPN required. The content never disappears. That childhood cartoon HBO deleted? Still there. The cancelled series Netflix removed?
Não,
Available
a cena é que o Moreirense está na TVI e com audiências top. Porque é um jogo de futebol, mano. E o pessoal gosta de ver, mano.
in full. Piracy sites became the internet's permanent library, while legal services turned into revolving doors. Here's what's even more amazing. Illegal sites offer better customer service than legal ones. Let's say you want to watch a specific movie. On Netflix search, not found. Check other apps, still not available. Maybe try Amazon Prime for $4.99
Check
rental.
boy, pelo follow.
On a piracy site, search, click, watch. In HD, for free, instantly. No subscription management, no password sharing restrictions, no surprise price increases, no content vanishing mid-season. The pirates kept every promise streaming services broke. While streaming executives focused on quarterly profits and password crackdowns, pirates focused on user experience. Guess which approach customers preferred? The result was the largest migration in internet history. There were 216.3 billion visits to piracy sites in 2024. That's more than the populations of every country on Earth combined. To put that number in perspective, if every piracy site visit was a person, it would be 27 times the population of the planet Earth. The exodus from streaming to piracy happened much faster than anyone predicted, too. In 2020, piracy
Olha, começaram a vir de Portugal, mano. Se calhar foi já
accuracy happened much faster than anyone predicted, too.
Aí foi só Espanha. Mais bad aqui. J. Oliveira está limpo.
In 2020, piracy actually hit historic lows. Just 130 billion visits. Streaming had seemingly won the war. But by 2024, that number had exploded to 216 billion visits, a 66% increase in just 4 years. Gen Z led the charge.
A cena de pagar por jogo é que aqueles jogos entre pequenos ninguém ia ver, ia gerar prejuízo para as equipas mais pequenas, iam ficar sem parceria de direitos televisivos, iam achar que mais rápido. Mas a cena é que isso para mim já é um não assunto, irmão. Sincero, eu acho que nenhuma equipa, isto também pode ser demasiado exagerado, mas o dinheiro dos direitos televisivos para as equipas pequenas já é lastimavelmente distribuído. E o dinheiro todos que as equipas fazem é dos casinos, bro. Tipo, já não é por aí.
76% admit to pirating content while still paying for legitimate subscriptions. They're not abandoning streaming services completely. They're using both systems, legal and illegal, to get what they want. Half of all young people canceled at least one streaming service in the past 6 months. They are rebelling. Sweden provides a glimpse of the global scale. 25% of the entire population pirates content. In a developed, wealthy European country, 1 in 4 people has given up on legal streaming. The piracy surge isn't limited to movies and TV either. Manga piracy alone grew 347% between 2019 and 2024. Every type of content, every demographic, every country, a whopping 24% of all internet traffic in North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific goes to piracy. That's more than some niche activity. That's a mainstream behavior. But here's what makes this migration different from the old Napster days. 80% of modern piracy is streaming-based, not downloads. People aren't hoarding
Porque antigamente tinhas que sacar as séries lá dos torrents.
content on hard drives. They're treating piracy sites like alternative Netflix platforms. Picture a world map lighting up in real time with piracy activity. Dots appearing every second. Millions per hour. A global visualization of customer dissatisfaction with an entire industry. The teenagers in Sweden, the college students in California, the families in Australia, all making the same decision independently. Streaming services failed us, so we'll find alternatives. Over 50% of Gen Z and millennials have already canceled at least one service in the last 6 months. That's a clear message, industry analysts noted. The message is simple. Betray your customers and they'll abandon you in the millions. It's not looking good for Netflix and Co. Streaming services are projected to lose $113 billion by 2027, making it the most expensive business mistake in entertainment history. That number is so large, it's almost impossible to comprehend. For context, $113 billion is more than the entire GDP of Morocco. It's enough money to fund NASA for 4 years. The United States alone loses between $29.2 billion and $71 billion annually to digital piracy.
Ridículo.
That's the economic output of entire states vanishing into the digital void. Disney's streaming division lost $387 million in just the fourth quarter of 2023. Not for the year, for 3 months. Warner Bros. Discovery posted a staggering $10 billion loss in the second quarter of 2024. This is real money, real jobs, real consequences. The piracy resurgence costs 70,000 American jobs every year. Sound engineers, editors, writers, production assistants, entire careers erased because customers fled to illegal alternatives. Stock prices tell the story of investor panic. Disney shares dropped after subscriber losses. Warner Bros. Discovery became a cautionary tale of corporate mismanagement. Netflix's stock remains volatile as growth stagnates. Imagine the boardroom at Disney headquarters. Executives in expensive suits staring at quarterly reports showing their first subscriber decline ever. Charts and graphs painting a picture of corporate failure. Bob Iger realizing his price increase strategy has backfired catastrophically. The same scene is played out at Warner Bros. Discovery, HBO, Paramount, and every other streaming company. Executives who thought customers had nowhere else to go are discovering that customers always have somewhere else to go. While there is some optimism that emerging countermeasures and best practices may see piracy begin to plateau by 2027, there is no consensus amongst stakeholders as to when it may begin to decline, admitted Steve Hawley, a Parks Associates analyst. Translation: the industry has no idea how to fix this mess. The Titanic comparison writes itself. Streaming executives, convinced of their own unsinkability, steered directly into the iceberg of customer rebellion. The damage is already done. The question now is how many companies survive the sinking? This is what happens when billion-dollar industries forget the most basic rule of business. The customer is always right. So what's the conclusion?
Mas isso é igual para
Is streaming
casinos,
dead?
Oriosa.
Today, the industry scrambles with desperate damage control. Bundle deals that try to recreate cable packages. Price cuts that feel like too little too late. The fundamental lesson is simple. Convenience and value always win. When legal options become inconvenient and overpriced, customers find alternatives, even illegal ones. When companies prioritize short-term profits over customer satisfaction, they don't just lose customers, they create their own competition. The streaming wars are over. The customers won. And their weapon of choice was the very piracy that streaming was supposed to eliminate forever. Only time will tell what happens to streaming. What happens to piracy? How about you? Which streaming services have you canceled? What do you think about piracy? Thanks for watching. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories of money legends. And if you think this streaming catastrophe was insane, wait till you watch our next video. We think you'll love it. Click here to watch.
Abraço, equipa.
É verdade, foi bom vídeo. Tchau, mano, fica bem.
Tchau.
É verdade, foi bom vídeo, mano. Não falhou aí o Trumps, mano. Parabéns aí, mano. Ainda bem que estás aí, mano, para te dar os parabéns, mano. É sempre bom congratular quem traz os bons vídeos para aqui.
Bom vídeo, sim senhor.
É como o da tua mãe, ó, taca.
Ai, ai.